Chapter 2: Plants Living and Surviving. Learning Objectives: Terrestrial plants, aquatic plants, some special plants. Plants are found everywhere, such as on plains, in seas, in deserts, on hills, etc. Different types of plants are found in different places. They have to adjust themselves to their surroundings by making few changes in them. The ability to adjust to one's surroundings is called adaptation. The place or surroundings where plants live and grow is called their habitat. There are different types of plants. Terrestrial plants that live and grow on land. Aquatic plants that live and grow in water. Terrestrial plants. Terrestrial plants are found in desert areas, on mountains, in plains, and in marshy places. Trees in plains. The climate in plains is warm. Trees like mango, banyan, neem, etc. grow in plains. They shed their leaves in winter to protect themselves from cold. They are called deciduous trees. Trees in deserts. The soil in desert is dry. There is very little water as it rains very rarely. Yet plants live and survive. Their roots are adapted to get whatever water is available. Plants like cactus have roots that are spread far out just under the surface of the soil. They can quickly catch even the smallest amount of water. Desert plants normally have small leaves. The leaves of the cactus are like sharp spines. This prevents loss of water from the leaves. The cactus plant stores water in its thick stem. When there is no rain, the cactus uses the water in its stem. Date palm, kikar, and acacia, etc. are some trees that grow in desert. Trees in marshy area. Near the seashore, where the river enters into the sea, lie the marshy areas. In marshy lands, the soil is clayey and covered with water. The plants that grow here are mangroves. These plants are adapted to live in soil that is soaked in water. Trees in mountains. In mountains and hilly areas, it is very cold in winters. Many areas experience snowfall and heavy winds. It also rains very often in hilly areas. Here, the trees are tall and straight. The branches often slope downwards for the snow to fall off easily. They have needle-like leaves with a waxy coating and also allow the rain or snow to slide off easily. The wind also blows through the needles easily without making the trees sway too much. They do not shed all their leaves at the same time. A few leaves fall and new ones grow. So, they are always green. These trees are called evergreen trees. These trees bear cones instead of flowers, so they are called conifers. Pine, fir, and cedar are some of the conifers. Trees in coastal areas. Coastal areas have hot and wet climate. Trees growing in these areas are adapted to grow in the presence of salty water. They have plenty of leaves and do not shed their leaves throughout the year. Plants like coconut, teak, and rubber grow well here. Fact time. There is water inside a coconut. Since the seed is covered with a waterproof shell, the baby plant or embryo uses this water inside the shell to help it start growing. Aquatic plants. Aquatic plants are of three types, that is, floating plants, fixed plants, and underwater plants. Floating plants. Plants such as water hyacinth and duckweed are floating plants. These plants' bodies are spongy and filled with air. This makes the plant light and helps them to float on water surface. Fixed plants. Plants such as water lily and lotus are fixed plants. These plants have roots fixed in the mud at the bottom of the water. The stems are long and hollow. Leaves are broad and flat with waxy coating to prevent them from rotting. Underwater plants. Plants such as hydrilla and tape grass are underwater plants. These plants have roots fixed in the mud at the bottom of the water. They have hollow and flexible stems that can easily bend in the direction of water currents. Their leaves are thin and narrow. Fact time. An aquatic plant, parrot's feather, grows both above and below the water, producing submerged as well as emergent leaves. Some special plants. Non-green plants. Plants like mushroom, molds, and fungus or yeast do not have chlorophyll. These plants cannot make their own food. These get their nutrition from dead and decaying matter. These are called saprophytic plants. Science Connect. Leather goods such as shoes and belts are covered by a cotton-like white substance during the rainy season. This is also a type of fungus. Plants of the grass family. The cereals we eat basically come from the plants of the grass family. These plants are useful to us in many ways. They provide food to humans and animals. Rice, wheat, jowar, sugarcane, and fodder are the plants of the grass family. Bamboo, the longest grass, is used to make chairs, mats, and curtains. Some plants of the grass family are used in preparing medicines. Dried grasses are used as packaging materials. The roots of grass plants help to conserve soil. Paper was first made in Egypt from a grass called papyrus. That is why it is called paper. Insectivorous plants. Some plants grow in soil which is poor in minerals. So, they eat insects to get enough nutrition. For example, Venus flytraps are like a trap. They can snap and shut when an insect sits on them. The hollow leaves of the pitcher plant are filled with nectar. Insects come to suck this, but lid closes and they are drowned and digested by the plants instead. Keywords: habitat, the natural surrounding where a plant or animal lives. Adaptation, adjustment with the surrounded living conditions. Terrestrial plants, plants that grow on land. Aquatic plants, plants that grow in water. Insectivorous plants, insect-eating plants. At a glance: types of plants: terrestrial plants, trees in plains, mango, banyan, trees in deserts, cactus, date palm, trees in marshy area, mangroves, trees in mountains, pine, fir, trees in coastal areas, coconut, teak. Aquatic plants: floating plants, water hyacinth, duckweed, fix plants, water lily, lotus, underwater plants, cape grass, hydrilla.